Hey, good morning, guys. What do you think? We're living in some strange times. What do you think? I've noticed a few things. One of those, like, I got my earbuds in right now. Do you guys ever notice how, like, people, even when you have your earbuds in, like, people will still come up to you and, like, ask you things, and, it's like, I got my earbuds in. I'm probably, that means I'm listening to some music or I'm listening to a YouTube video. I find myself doing this a lot. Oh yeah, yeah. I pull out my earbud, and like, so I can hear what they're saying, and then I put it back in, But it's like that happens to me a lot. Like, it's like people aren't. If you see somebody with the headphones on or earbuds on, isn't that mean that like they're listening to something? But yeah, that's kind of an interesting thing. I've noticed a couple interesting things. Yeah, there's the like living vicariously kind of like nosy stuff that goes on a lot. Like, people will um so you'll see someone, and maybe you'll have like a little conversation with them. They might ask you some like questions, about what you're doing, or your job or something like that, or and then uh and then you might see them, you'd be like, oh, okay, and then the next day, like the next time you see them, they fire off a bunch of like questions based on your previous conversation. And it's like, that's kind of strange to me. That's a little interesting, like that means that they're thinking about what to ask you next. So like when they're away from you and stuff, that they're thinking about you, and that's on their mind, to where they want to ask more. And I don't know, I just think that's interesting, how, because you never know what people are thinking, right? Can keep inside their heads what they're thinking, but then it comes out, so it's like, by showing that, by revealing those questions, by them doing that, that reveals that they're thinking about you, That if they weren't thinking about you at all, they wouldn't, have all these questions lined up to just fire them off, the next time they see you. And even another strange thing is, like, I had this instance where, like, this kind of like little conversation happened, and then like I didn't see the person till like 2 weeks later, and then they asked me things based on the previous conversation, like, right away. It was almost like, how much time have you been spent thinking about this? Like, you're still thinking about something that, I said, or that we remembered. I don't know. I guess, maybe I'm naive about the level of things that go on, but for me, it just seems like we should be more focused on ourselves and our stuff. It seems like people spend a lot of time sometimes thinking about specific people, and and wanting to know about their lives, and so it's like, but they don't really say it, right? They're not like, oh, I've been thinking about you for hours. They're not going to just come up to you and say that, that I've spent a lot of time analyzing and trying to learn about you and about your life, and I want to get to know, to where next time I see you, I'm going to ask you a bunch of questions. So yeah, but they reveal that by what they say, so you're like, oh, okay. I don't know, I just think it's like, to me, it used to bother me, I think, a lot, but I'm just kind of, I notice it now, and I'm just like, okay, it's just something that happens. Like, it's, you can't control what people are thinking about, or what they're, but yeah, to me, sometimes it's a little bit weird and creepy, right? Because it's like, oh, like, that's someone spending that much time thinking about me, like, just little old me, but yeah, sometimes you don't know. Like, sometimes people can get obsessed with people and stuff, and be really curious and nosy about their lives. But anyways, what do you guys think? Do you guys have similar kinds of things? It's kind of strange times we're living in, I think, just in general. But anyways, you guys have a good day, and I'll talk to you soon.